Hello everyone, the MLG Skylander Man 36 here today, and today we are reacting to Guts versus Wolverine. Now, I don't really have much knowledge on Guts comparison to Wolverine. Granted, my wife does have a full-on manga of Guts, however, she has not been done reading it yet, so I generally will have to wait until she's done reading it, so I can read it myself. And Wolverine, for me, which in my most previous of episodes that I've watched of Marvel with characters, I can tell you I only know them from either the cartoons or even the shows or even just the Lego games but my knowledge with Wolverine now, he's kind of been better. The fact I know that he is a mutant who also has a great healing factor. And of course he has adamantium claws and adamantium skeleton. The only way to hurt him would be with the adamantium blade, which it really does have to be really not complex, but just there in general. Like, Jesus Christ. But with that in mind, let us begin the reaction.
For decades, people have questioned, what makes a great, memorable character? Some say it's a good, maybe even tragic backstory that molds them into who they are today. And then you have guys like me who are good as long as they're a badass. Regardless of how one sees it, today's deadly combatants certainly fulfilled those conditions, and then some.
I'm Manny, and I'll be researching Guts, the Black Swordsman from Berserk.
I'm Chelsea, and I'll be researching James Howlett, the Uncanny X-Men's Wolverine.
I am the Fight Analysis and Conclusion Tolerance software, or FACTS for short, and I will be determining the victor with their research taken into account.
And I'm Rick Rocker. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is Battle Royale!
Murder, war, demons. These three things are what immediately come to mind when describing the kingdom of Midland. So begins the story of Guts, a lone warrior who travels within this dark and gritty setting, endlessly slaying anything that comes in his way. But before he became a feared black swordsman he is today, he had a rather dreadful life. To start, he was born from the corpse of his dead mother, who had been hung on a tree as part of an execution.
Oh,
Jesus!
yeah.
Imagine happening upon that at the park down the street. Is that even legal?
Guts was trained to be a mercenary and
Oh.
began fighting alongside Gambino's
God.
group at the age of 9. Soon after, however, Guts was raped by one of Gambino's men, who he later murdered along with Gambino himself out of self-defense 2 years later.
You killed her! Good lord. I don't even have a comment for that. Just, what the f***?
Now free
Yeah,
from this band of mercs,
that's me.
Guts joined up with another
That's
mercenary.
me right now, man. Like,
This
what?
caught the attention of Griffith, who had hoped to recruit Guts into the band of Hawks. In a duel to decide that, Griffith defeated Guts.
Like how Logan will.
Shut it! And brought him aboard with his group of raiders. Together, the Hawks were able to end Midland's 100-year war against the Empire of Chutter in only 3 years. Guts later left the group, and during his absence, Griffith was kidnapped. He was eventually rescued, but then he ignited the Eclipse, summoning the God Hand and turning himself into demonic Femto. They then murdered most of the Hawks. Femto branded Guts' neck to claim ownership of his soul, and he proceeded to rape Guts' girlfriend Casca in front of him. Guts then lost his right eye and was forced to cut off his forearm while trying to save her, and their unborn child became mutated from the incident.
I think it's safe to say Guts is the undisputed award winner of the most tragic anime backstory of all time. No wonder the dude always looks like he wants to murder me.
From then on, Guts' life goal was clear. He declared war against the God Hand, hoping to enact revenge against his former leader for his sins and betrayal. This is how Guts became the berserk black swordsman he is today. Guts can be considered a one-man army, as he is armed to the teeth with enough weapons and tools that can easily deal with raiders, demons, and even an actual army. To start, Guts is equipped with a brand new prosthetic arm in place of the one he cut off. It increases his lifting strength, can punch through human heads, and steal swords with no trouble, and can house multiple long-range weapons.
Whoa, hold on. His new arm's also a gun? Guess I know what I'm getting in case I ever lose a limb.
Guts' prosthetic arm features a cannon that can fire a single shot, delivering enough force to one-shot demons, as well as a repeater crossbow that can put down hordes of soldiers and monsters. In addition, he is also equipped with throwing knives that Guts can throw with extreme accuracy to blind foes or cause distractions. And then miniature spike bombs that can latch onto foes or objects and detonate within only 3 seconds.
Do you seriously think this guy can beat the Wolverine with only some small knives and a couple of bombs? Get real, Manny.
Well, considering these very tools can affect demons like the Apostles, I imagine someone like him would have a hard time dealing with them. Though obviously, Guts doesn't just rely on his standard gear. True to his name, the Black Swordsman is never without his signature weapon, the Dragon Slayer.
Looks more like a heap of raw iron to me.
Made at the request of an ill king by the blacksmith Godo, the Dragon Slayer's sword was created for the purpose of its namesake, slaying dragons. Though it has been laughed off as impossible to use by a normal man, which Guts is anything but.
The Dragon Slayer's sword was made and forged in steel, yet is still somehow stronger than those materials. It stands at 6 feet 6 inches and weighs 400 pounds. Guts has used this sword to cut through flesh, concrete, steel, and even through the Apostles.
Whoa! Forget all doubt. Dragon Slayer's one sexy sword. Remind me to start hitting the gym more often, because I'm getting one of those things forged pronto.
Hold on to your seat, Rick, because that's not all this heap of raw iron can do. It's been able to slice through a tornado, as well as being tornado lightning, or can utilize intangibility. Plus, the Dragon Slayer has bathed in so much demonic blood that it now exists in both physical and astral planes of existence, meaning this sword can ignore durability by cutting through the victim's soul.
That right there has to be an exaggeration. No way is Logan gonna fall victim to that hunk of junk.
Besides Guts' established proficiency in utilizing his sword, his mechanical hand has a small magnet inside for better handling the Dragon Slayer.
But to even be able to carry his sword effortlessly in a single hand shows this guy has strength to spare. He's destroyed weapons, armor, and shields easily, lifted a giant apostle and threw him off an edge, traded blows with the apostle Nosferatu Zod, who can punch through concrete like it's nothing. He's also taken 1,000 punches from someone his sword couldn't cut through without weakening his skin prior, jumped into a fire just to get rid of some tiny monsters, was struck by lightning, and regularly endures through insane strong apostles such as Grunbeld and Wild.
Guess American comic writers aren't the only people who have no concept of human limits.
Guts can swing the Dragon Slayer around like a blur, moves faster than the eye can track, and fought so fast, he appeared to be a tornado. His speed blitzed through a dozen soldiers, causing them to accidentally hit their comrades instead of Guts, dodged adds and spears so fast that he left an afterimage of himself.
Guts was also able to rise from a crouching position and stab Dragon Slayer into the ground before lightning could hit him. This is a speed feat that can be calculated to around Mach 318.
On the battlefield, he's also a tactical genius, spotting and exploiting the flaws or weak points of his enemies, no matter how painful it may be for him to reach them. Whether it be getting stabbed or jumping through flames, as an adaptable and pragmatic fighter, he's slain over 1,000 demons, taken on powerful apostles, and has the willpower to live through many wars, resist possession, and continue fighting no matter how many injuries he sustained.
That's cute and all, but I'm still not buying how all this experience and skills can stack up against one of fiction's most deadly and durable heroes. To me, and the rest of the fan base, it just seems like the only reason Guts is even alive through all this is just sheer dumb luck.
A lot of luck, and of course his will to pull through. Even when the odds are stacked against him, Guts still has one of the more deadly tricks up his sleeve. His strongest weapon, the Berserker armor.
While entering the Berserker mode, this armor allows the user to take the form of their inner beast and surpass their subconscious limitations, at the cost of their own life. It increases Guts' physicality immensely, makes him completely numb to pain, and allows him to continue to fight until the last of his blood gushes out.
Plus, in case he's severely injured, the Berserker armor can move any of his dislocated body parts back into place, instantly healing him.
Incorrect. The Berserker armor has no healing properties. It simply reinforces his broken limbs and bones back together.
And, ew.
Yeah, cool as it may be, I think I'd be fine with just the mechanical hand and sword.
While wearing the armor, Guts is able to lift and hold the falling mast of a ship, yielding a strength feat of around 30 tons.
Let's not forget the fact that the majority of Guts' victories are partly due to an abundance of good luck and overconfidence. Plus, while that Berserker armor may be able to help him out physically, it still doesn't heal him and starts to eat away at his humanity, making him sacrifice tactical prowess, what little he had, for raw power, and making him outright reckless in the heat of battle.
It's good odds that if you ever cross roads with a black swordsman, you either get out of the way or get ready to die.
I see you've got some balls, but you're going to regret it when I chop your head off with my axe!
Alright, let's get to Wolverine.
When you think of X-Men, chances are Wolverine is the first one to pop into mind. But before he was the client mutant we all know him as, regardless of what Capcom representatives say, he was an actually sickly young man named James Howlett. His family was wealthy, though James found himself having more of a connection to his family's groundskeeper, Thomas Logan.
Don't tell me that's where he got his nickname.
Maybe. Shut the hell up. One fateful night, James came out of his bedroom to find Logan responsible for murdering his father in a drunken rage. This kind of pissed him off, and his true self came out.
Dang.
Whoa, kid's got Baraka claws. Who knew?
Bone claws, actually. But to make the situation even worse, Logan used his last breath to reveal to James that he was his real father.
Oh no.
What a twist!
To put this now brutal past behind him, James ran away from home with his childhood friend and sweetheart named Rose, under a new name, Logan. Which, yes, he got from the groundskeeper.
Called it!
Manny, shut the hell up! Anyway, Logan and Rose lived peacefully with each other in the Yukon wilderness, but then he accidentally murdered her too. And now without anyone to turn to,
Oh my
Wolverine
lord.
lived by himself in the woods. Until he was discovered by a Canadian government program called the Weapon X Initiative that told him they could help fix his problems. And by that I mean they infused his skeleton with a metal substance called adamantium to turn him into a living weapon.
Wow,
Oh.
did this guy run over a leprechaun in a past life or something?
This process also caused his aging to slow, allowing him enough time to enroll into 3 different wars and come out of them alive. Eventually, he was discovered by a man named Charles Xavier, who offered to help Logan adapt to his mutant powers. For real this time. He has a whole school for mutants and everything. It's like Hogwarts, except for mutants. Under Xavier's guidance, Logan bettered himself and became a member of the X-Men, now more famously known as Wolverine.
Oh lord.
So he's a guy with metal claws, basically. Yeah, I don't see how that compares to a guy with a sword that's twice as big as his arm.
Well, I'll have you know that those claws aren't just coated in metal. They're coated in adamantium, the most solid metal in the Marvel Universe. So much so that it's deemed virtually indestructible.
The adamantium covering Wolverine's skeleton is adamantium beta, which is not the strongest variation of the material.
Aha!
However, adamantium beta is still durable enough to endure beatings from the Hulk, one of the most physically powerful characters in Marvel. Beta is also the metal used for the exterior of Ultron, who's tanked attacks from planet busters such as Thor.
Would you like some salt for those words, Manny? Because you're gonna eat them.
I got it!
Alright. Moving along. Logan's chrome bones are just half of what makes him so tough. All that experimenting that gave him the adamantium also gave him a regenerative healing factor.
Of course it did.
Wolverine's become the poster boy for healing factors, and for good reason too. Combined with his skeleton, he's tough through gunfire and explosions, and he can even heal himself from a single drop of blood. Can Guts do anything like that,
Oh,
Manny?
that's new.
Hey,
I
save
never
the
did
smack
that.
talk for the results.
I'm fine. Well, anyway,
That's new
that's only
information to me.
scratching the surface of his abilities. He's also got an enhanced sense of smell, superhuman physique, insane stamina, and even animal empathy.
What's that?
It means that Wolverine can sense the emotions of animals. Basically, it's his way of communicating to them.
Oh, yeah, sure, because the power of Eliza Thornberry will definitely be useful here.
Well, does this mean he could, like, persuade a bear to maul Guts or something?
Hey, don't make it sound cool. I'm mocking her.
Okay, back to the topic at hand. On the subject of his senses, Wolverines are greater than any humans, or most animals for that matter. He can pick up even the most subtle of sounds, and his sense of smell is so good that he can determine the difference between the real deal and an imposter. And as you can guess, this makes surprise attacks a not very good option against him, or at least not a safe option.
That would actually be impressive if you were fighting a bloodhound or something. But can this guy even fight?
Of course. Despite being usually portrayed as some brute, Wolverine's actually pretty skilled in martial arts. He's able to match the likes of Captain America and Iron Fist in combat, and he's even well trained in samurai swordsmanship, complete with a sword called the Muramasa Blade.
Wait, why does he need that? I mean, he's already got 6 built-in swords.
Hey, if you could actually have 6 built-in swords plus 1 actual sword, wouldn't you take advantage?
Fair point.
Yeah, but is it a 400-pound sword?
No, but for the record, he totally could still lift it on account of being ridiculously strong. He's easily snapped chains, hauled a great white out of the ocean, and swung around Dragon Man by his tail.
For perspective, an adult great white shark can weigh anywhere between 15 to 2,400 pounds. However, Dragon Man has been canonically stated to weigh around 6,000 pounds, thereby making it a more impressive feat.
And remember what I said about the healing factor and adamantium bones combo making him super durable? Well, as Fax already brought up, he's not only taken hits from the Hulk, but also the likes of Juggernaut, Gladiator, and even Thanos. He once had all his flesh literally blown off of him and regenerated it in a matter of seconds. And, yes, Rick, he recovered from the Punisher penis and steamroller incident.
Phew.
So he's like a tank, basically. And I'm guessing that also means he's pretty much a slouch.
Oh, please! You're gonna sit there and tell me a guy who can slice up multiple guns into tiny pieces without the gun holders even noticing is a slouch? He's also been able to keep up with the Beast, who states himself that he can react to attacks in nanoseconds. So slouch my butt. Oh, and by the way, Logan's also faced his fair share of demons, including getting past Satan himself to get out of hell.
Whatever. Not like he's got a trump card or anything.
Except he does, in the form of the Berserker Rage.
What?
In this state, Wolverine's stronger, faster, and of course, tougher. In this form, he's managed to do some damage to the High Evolutionary, but not before toughing through a laser like it was nothing.
Correction, Chelsea. That is not actually the High Evolutionary, but rather his creation Man-Beast, who is just wearing the High Evolutionary's armor. You can fool Manny and Rick, but not the fight analysis and conclusion tolerance software. Still, it is an impressive feat to note nonetheless.
But this state does come with the expense of being more uncontrollable.
Armor's cooler. And even without Berserk mode, Wolverine's still a hothead and pretty easy to anger, which makes him more predictable.
That's sadly true. And as for as insane as his healing factor is, it's not like it makes him invincible. It can still be overtaxed by simply a strong enough blow, but it'd have to be a really strong blow. That or give him a lobotomy since his healing factor's tied to his brain. But with how tough that adamantium makes him, you'd need telepathy in order to do so. Which, from what you listed, Guts does not.
As if he even needs that to win.
Sure, keep telling yourself that.
Excuse me, I'm Eric Lynchard.
Tell Xavier.
Go fuck yourself.
Hey.
Wow, just wow. That was quite a gruesome analysis. And we're not even at the actual fight yet. These violent but badass wielders of blades are about to go head-to-head in a brutal beatdown to remember. All things considered, who do you think will walk away alive? The Berserk Black Swordsman or the Berserk Clawed Mutant? Feel free to pause and take a breather while deciding your victor.
Fight analysis complete. I have completed the most likely out of thousands of possible scenarios and arranged a visual representation of their research.
Then you know what that means. It's showtime!
Here we go. Dang.
And what's your deal?
I'm the Black Swordsman, and I'm afraid you're in my way. I'm going to have to ask that you not interfere. Whatever business you have with me is irrelevant. I won't ask you again.
Black swordsman, huh? So what? You gonna make me move with that heap of iron you got there?
Huh?
My sword is nothing to joke at. It has carved through many men. Stand aside now,
Or what?
or I will show you what that's like.
I would. But now you got me curious as to what you can do with that thing. So how about you put your money where your mouth is, bub?
Alright.
Then so be it.
It's showtime!
Oh. Oh. I got him in the face. Oh. Oh. That hurt. Yeah, different.
Well, now this is interesting.
That was a dirty shot, bub.
There's one thing you should know about me. When someone chooses to fight me, I do what it takes to slay them!
Ooh.
Trying to sneak up on me now, are you? Too bad. I already got you sit.
Oh.
Sorry, Cloud. You ain't cutting through me that easily. All right, we're done here.
No.
Huh?
No! We're not!
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Well then.
Oh. God, Jesus.
You're not the only one with the trump card, Bob.
Oh, I think that. Ooh! You got who? Wolverine got him. Dang!
Told you it wouldn't be that easy.
Mmm.
KO!
No!
Ladies and gentlemen, we lost a good man today. In exchange for one kick-ass fight.
How's he supposed to defeat Griffith now if he's dead?
Relax, you simpleton. It's just a simulation, not the real thing.
Yeah, this ain't canon. So, facts. You have those results ready, bud?
Of course. Here you are, sister.
Really gotta put in a new nickname. At first, this match seemed close, as they were pretty even in terms of strength, and Guts had more tools to work with. But Wolverine edged out in every other category. See, this verdict was largely dependent on one question. Could Guts, with the Dragon Slayer, get through Wolvie's adamantium skeleton?
Of course not! I mean, come on. If the friggin' Hulk of all people can't break it, what chance does this edgelord have? It's pretty doubtful that the Dragon Slayer would be able to cut Wolverine, thanks to his adamantium skeleton combined with the healing factor. Not to mention he's taken physical hits to his soul before, and survived. So that whole cutting through souls trick Dragon Slayer can do won't be too effective here.
Not to mention there was a clear difference when it came to speed. Guts' lightning reactions were good enough to put him at Mach 318, but Logan can keep pace with his pal Beast, who could react to attacks in nanoseconds. Take it away, Facts.
A nanosecond is 1/1000th of a second. By keeping pace with Beast, this means that Wolverine's speed is in the massively hypersonic range.
Couldn't the Berserker armor have helped?
Doubtful. While the Berserker armor does increase Guts' stats immensely, it still wouldn't be enough to take down Wolverine for good. It allows Guts to fight until his entire body is mutilated, but it doesn't heal him from the damage like Wolverine. Factoring in the Berserker armor would only delay the inevitable for Guts.
And since Wolfie's adamantium claws have been able to stab through people like the Hulk, it wouldn't take many strikes to finish him off. While we're at it, his Berserker reach, while totally heedless, doesn't really make him brain dead. He still retains his tactical prowess while slicing his enemy into cold cuts. And with Wolverine's enhanced senses, he'd be able to prevent some strategies Guts could have come up with, like sneak attacks. But, he probably wouldn't. But, it's just another thing to add to the giant list of reasons why Logan wins.
Shut up!
Poor brother.
Well, guess you could say Logan had the guts to tear up his foe.
Just say the winner, please.
Okay, I'll cut it out. Hero of this battle royale is Wolverine.
Can I get Wolverine before he turns me into shish kebab with those claws? Bob, seeing as how these claws are adamantium, the strongest metal known, and can slice through vanadium steel like a hot knife through butter, buddy. You gotta ask yourself, do I...
Hello again. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and check out our other shows. And stay tuned after these awesome credits to see who's fighting next. Additionally, be sure to follow Crossover X on social media for updates on future content and other exclusive stuff. We're on Facebook, Twitter, DeviantArt, Tumblr, and more. Special shout out to all of our patrons for the incredible support. This episode was possible thanks to you. If possible, do please consider becoming a patron over on our Patreon in order to further support our shows and gain access to all sorts of cool rewards, including early videos, art, the chance of making your dream matchups a reality, and more. Check us out at patreon.com/crossoverx. On behalf of our whole team, thanks for watching, partners. Until next time.
Alright, what's next time? Royale. Leon versus Yang. What is this? Huh? Leon versus Yang. Huh. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the reaction, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all in the next one. Later.